Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah. A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to HJN. And now, let me just be the first to tell you that there's certainly a lot of new topics that I got going on. As a matter of fact, I had jotted down an entire sheet of paper with more than 100 new topics. And it's safe to say that I'll be going on with this for a while. So that's pretty much what I got to talk about there. But that's not entirely the point of why I'm coming back here today. Instead, the main point about me coming back here today is to talk about more topics. That's just the bottom line there. So what I got to talk about is in-store credit. Now for the first part, you're probably wondering why I'm actually going there at this point. Because there have actually been some stories about there with people who happen to argue about in-store credit being used as a form of currency. And there have in fact been some mishaps over it. But enough about that. My point of view about in-store credit itself, whether or not it happens to be used as a very reliable form of currency out there that the store will automatically provide for you, whether you have a sort of account for them, whatever the sort, I feel like that in-store credit can definitely be used for a different variety of things out there, but in general, I probably wouldn't consider it the best type of currency around, maybe unless you're a very experienced banker. But there are some people who happen to not do so well with their financial future. In the case of some that have ended up on such lonely roads to poverty. And as depressing as that sounds, I mean, there's certainly a lot that we happen to really take on just to prevent that from happening. But in most cases, there are other paths that we happen to take on. Gambling, robbery, tons more. I can really point out the fact that there's lots of other things I would probably take on, but in all honesties, I'm mainly just shifting my attention to in-store credit for today. So in conclusion, in-store credit is probably just a 50-50 option for me. 50 being that it's good, and 50 being it's not so good. There's times where I happen to feel like that in-store credit happens to do well, especially if you've used a lot of gift cards on certain accounts that you have. Though I will point out the fact that there is a lot of other things to talk about based on that. And I have talked about gift cards back then, so of course, it's something relative that I would want to point out really quickly. But you know what? I'd say that's pretty much it there. In-store credit is not entirely the best option that we got here. Maybe, unless you're really good at banking. So if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.